Hello, test, test. There we go. I'm gonna listen to myself just for a little bit, since I don't have viewers, so I can tell if this is the audio balance is good enough. I don't have viewers, so I can tell if the audio balance is good enough. I don't have viewers, so I can tell if the audio balance is good enough. Well, that's hard to tell. Well, that's hard to tell. Talk, 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 talk. Okay, I think that's good enough. Have to turn it down a little bit for me. Anyone that is curious, I am playing essentially the soundtrack for the game so far. I know it's very early on to be having a soundtrack, but sometimes you get bored and you want to make music and you're like, oh, this kind of would fit the vibe of the game, so you make it anyways. Or you have a friend that also makes music and just decides they want to make a song as well, so some of these are me and some of these are my friend Chris, so I'm gonna probably mute the audio for the game itself for now. I'll just pause the music for now. So that's weird. Why does it do that? Oh, okay. It's because it captures the like active window. If I do it like this. I've like never streamed this before, so you have to give me a second to figure out the best way to do that. Shit. I'm like clicking off things. I don't understand. I don't understand, guys. Probably should just make this the whole like display capture, maybe. Oh Jesus! Is there a way to make this like auto fit? There we go. Yeah, I take such long breaks between streaming. I get rusty at all the stuff. There we go. It's way better. You can see more of what I'm seeing. So I have a glitch right now. If I do the full combo, I can't move. Oop, and I switched to Kroll on accident. And I still have this glitch, I thought I fixed it, but there's still like a frame perfect, well, it's probably not frame perfect, a few frame, like there's a few frames where you can make it so the weapon doesn't disappear if you switch characters. But I think some of this stuff will be fixed once I add in delays in the animation of switching out the characters. So, if you don't know, I'm kind of following the same gameplay loop as Majora's Mask, where, because if you play Majora's Mask, it's almost like there are 4 main characters, like Human Link, Goron, Deku, and Zora. Yeah, I know they're all, sorry. I know they're all technically Link, but you know, they have very different roles and different abilities and stuff like that. I'm just like taking that and kind of amplifying it where there's like 4 completely different characters. So got this guy walking around, and he has collision too, so he'll actually push you around a little bit. So today I'm basically just going to show off what I got going on so far, and basically so I have something to put on the social medias and YouTube channel, stuff like that. I really need to try to start doing like YouTube. Alright, that's a new glitch I found. Yeah, I basically need to do more social media stuff, like make YouTube shorts and Instagram reels, stuff like that. I'm bad at social media, so I really have to like make myself do these things. And if it's not obvious, this is very, very early development. It is like mostly me making this game. I have a friend doing a lot of the art stuff now after I taught him Blender and whatnot. I have another friend that made some of the music, like the theme you're hearing right now. You might not, it's probably not super loud, but you can hear it. He made this theme, and I made some of the other ones. It started out with me just doing like everything. So last weekend me and the guy that also does the art and stuff, Storm, me and him recorded audio for our characters. This is his character, Sir Richard. He's his voice, if you can hear it. He's probably going to be the most classic feeling character. He's not going to have a shield or anything. He's going to have a mace. He's going to have 3 types of boots that give him different abilities. One's yeah, I need to fix that. One's going to be like speed boots. It's going to be similar to like the bunny hood from the Zelda games where you just can run faster. But I think I want to add more like puzzles and stuff that rely on it. Maybe some timed stuff that you can only get through if you can get through it fast enough. So him with the speed boots on will help you do that. And his other boots are water walking boots, which is also going to be another puzzle reliant item, where instead of getting in the water and swimming, of course, you're just going to like walk across the top of it. And of course, he'll be able to do anything that he can do on land just standing on top of water, so he can still attack and stuff. So that's going to be important for certain levels, and maybe say like a boss fight, for example. And this is my character. He's like a dark elf wizard. In my world, the dark elves are called Umbras. You might know them as like Drow and like the D&D universe. And they probably have different names, because I know dark elves and just elves in general exist in many different types of fantasy. And yeah, this is my guy. And I added some voices for him too. A lot of them are spells that aren't implemented yet, so I still got some work. That's my grunting. He is going to be a bit more quieter than some of the other characters. Like, Nox is not going to scream when he's falling. He's a lot more, I guess, calm and cool about that. Like, yeah, he probably is fearing for his life, but he's not going to scream. Like, he's not very vocal about it. Nox is going to be the type to only speak when he feels absolutely need. So, like, screaming while falling seems like a waste of time for him. And, yep, it did it for the staff, too. Programming, you implement a new ability, and it, like, screws up 5 other abilities. And, this is Kroll. He is, like a dwarf cleric. He's got an axe and a shield. He's the only character that's gonna have a shield that's like traditional to the game this is inspired by. So he's the only one that can like block like certain attacks. I'm gonna have enemies that throw things and you can like bounce them back with the shield, like very classic mechanic. And he's the only one that's gonna be able to do that. And also make it so he's probably going to be able to block certain types of damage and like more types of damage than the other 3 characters. So he's going to be very defense heavy. And he also has an axe too. I kind of whipped this roll up in like probably like a minute in Blender, and like I oddly kind of like it. It's very simple. He just curls up into a ball and rotates, but I don't know, it kind of works for him. He's just kind of short. I feel like it's easier for him to roll up into a ball. So yeah, this is gonna be like the first hubbed town really that you're gonna get to in the game. If you played similar games, there's always like a first town you go to. You know, like this is I guess like the Kokiri Forest, maybe. It'd be the best thing to compare it to. There is going to be an area before this, but it's like one house and a very small dungeon, and that's it. So, yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot to show off. This is actually something I added very recently, is a dialogue system. This is a placeholder dialogue. It's not final. It might stay in the final game if I don't think of anything better, but I just kind of like threw stuff in it to test it out. So I got these old men. They're kind of like yapping to each other, and this one's like, Port was much better before that arse of a mayor took over. Wish I never voted for him. So he did vote for him, but he regrets it. And then his brother over here, my brother hates the mayor. Without him, this port would be dead. So they're kind of feuding brothers. So I'm just trying to do some little like world building, at least this little area of the world building. So this town, or this port town, does have a mayor, and that was the mayor's house up there. And this is just a lady. I don't have a dialogue system attached to her yet. Same with this guy down here. Like Chad McGee down here. And Richard keeps falling. I have that set up so it checks for velocity. And I might have to set it up so it checks for... I might have to like make a system where it calculates how long you've been falling. The velocity is like an easy code thing, so it kind of works, but yeah, I might have to get more in depth for that. Yeah, this guy is a complete Chad. He just took the camera. Yeah, I know I have 3 of the same guy. Zelda did it a lot too. They still kind of do it today, where a lot of people are kind of copy and paste ish. They might change like clothes colors and stuff. Hell, like Bethesda games do it all the time. It's still common in games. And honestly, I think it's perfectly fine, especially if they're not like super big characters. Or like characters like this, guards. They're all guards are going to look the same because they're all armored up, wearing the same clothes and stuff, so... And, show off one more dialogue thing right quick. This way, it's closed due to high hostile activity. Orders directly from High Duchess of Vanal. It's like, I guess the player thinking, like, who's the High Duchess? Wait, where's Vanal? So, it goes to show you, it's like, oh, there's somewhere beyond this town. I kind of just closed it off for demo purposes. Once I start fleshing out the area beyond the gates, I might make it open right away so you can go back and forth, or maybe make it closed at night. I'm still kind of open about that. We have the basic bones of the game ready, like the story. Like, we have the frame of it. We just got to put all the meat on it, you know? Like, we have like all the major plot points kind of planned out already. So we just got to like fill in the blanks type of deal. So, and a lot of those blanks are gameplay mechanics, as like, do we want to like make the player be able to access this right now, or at this point in the story, or they need to do a little bit within the town, then the gates open, like that type of... You have to do a lot of that type of thinking to just see, like, have it make sense with the story, and also it makes sense with gameplay and be fun with the gameplay. Oh yeah, this is Maxon. I don't think I've showed him off yet. The sword and whip guy. He's very Castlevania-esque. He's the only character that can do this. Yeah, I'm gonna have to change off that velocity thing. It broke. It's breaking everything. This is how it's supposed to look. Here we go. All these characters are children of a base character, so if I don't have an animation or a sound effect or etc. like ready for these characters, it will default to the one I do have set up. So right now Max doesn't have voice lines and a long fall animation, so it just defaulted to Sir Richard's right there. But yeah, this guy's going to be the swimmer. He's the only one that can like full on swim. We're going to make it so Richard can swim, but it's more of the like Wind Waker style swimming, where he's kind of like, it's a little bit of a struggle for him, and he can only do it for so long before he drowns. So he can make it across short paths and stuff. And he's going to get the water walking boots later on, so that he's going to be able to traverse water in a very unique way later. And Nox is... I'll show what Nox can do. He hops across the water. Like, he can't swim, but he's a wizard, so he's gonna like... I am gonna thinking about adding effects, so there's like little arcane circles like appearing underneath my feet when I hop across the water, or like little sparkle magic effects, something. That way you can tell he's kind of like do it. Like, he can do like 3 of those hops and then he drowns. Oh Jesus. Okay, yeah, it defaulted to Richard stuff right there again. But yeah, it's very Deku Link if you've played Majora's Mask, where you just kind of like do it, like hop across the water a little bit. And I think that's about it. I probably forgot some stuff. I want to fix that. I need to add in. I think I just need to clear out Nox's sound effect thing because I'm not going to give him a long fall scream, so I just need to make sure it's blank for him. And his animation's probably made. I just haven't put it in engine yet because my co-animator, I guess, is what you'll call him. I just taught him how to animate last month or so. He is he can pump out stuff pretty quick especially when he gets in the rhythm of things, and sometimes he'll pump out like 10 animations or something for a certain character, and I only have enough time to implement half of those because certain animations are kind of like plug and play, and others you have to add more code to get them to work. So if you've done any type of game dev, you understand why. So yeah. I really have to pee, but I got more stuff to show, so I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. I think you got to hear the Goblin Shop theme while I was gone. None of the music's final, either. I mean, I guess that applied to anything. Music, animations, anything. Nothing's really final. But it's also a possibility that it is the final product. Like, I really like this house theme that I made. I'll just show off some of these other maps and stuff right quick. I just basically want to get a bunch of footage. Nah, this is the opening title theme. And I think Storm is doing, like, an amazing job once he got past that threshold of figuring out how to use Blender and how texturing and stuff works. Because he's got that artistic, bone in him, so he just needed to get that technical part done, and he is, like, whipping up some amazing stuff. So I know a lot of times there's probably like not a new game out or something, and he's not doing much. So he's like, you know what? I'll make something. More game progress. Some of this stuff. the render distance values are like all off. But this is the fishing shop. This is the entrance. You go in here, talk to him. This NPC is based off my grandfather, and like my real life grandfather. If you saw a picture of him, you'd be like, oh my god, yeah, that is him. But yeah, he's gonna run the fish shop. You come in here through one way. This is not too far from Port Medio. I guess I won't spoil too much, but yeah, you come in here, he's got a fishing tank, got some lures and stuff. You can talk to him, then he'll let you pass through to the actual fishing hole. And this is actually a picture of the first Port Medio, the first layout of it. Storm had the idea, it's like, what if, it's like, oh, I have a screenshot of the old Port Medio. It's like, what if we just took a picture of it and put it on the wall to... It's a nice way to, like, show the history of the development. So yeah, I had the idea, it's like, oh, a lot of these people are living in their own shops and stuff, so put the bed up there. He's still nimble enough to climb a ladder to go to bed. And I'm loading in the actual fish pond now. Just gotta load in a few shaders. Luckily, shaders load in really fast with a low fidelity game like this. Because most of the textures are like 64 by 64. Some of them may be a little bit smaller. So yeah, this is a little fishing hole in the woods. It's not going to play this eerie music. I'm just letting all the soundtrack play. So yeah, I was still trying to figure out like water textures and stuff because I want the water to move, but I want it to be transparent, but not like glass transparent. So still fiddling with that. I think the vegetation looks really good in this area. It's very compact, but we didn't want a super big complex pond or anything. I did have a fishing mechanic set up, but it is very broken right now still. If I load this in, I'll pause the music right quick because it's going to play the... See, you already heard this. Got all the debug stuff up, but all the fish slowly leave the pond and try to go to the 0 of the world. So like 0, 0, 0 within the world. But they're supposed to go to a center or stay within the center of the pond. You just kind of like swim around willy-nilly. But see, yeah, they try to leave. They grow legs and leave right now. So yeah, this area still needs a lot of work. They're only supposed to go to a certain point when I cast the rod. So, like that. See? It spawns in that. They're supposed to go to the center of that. But the luring gets triggered early on, and they go to 0, 0, 0 of the world. And I just haven't came back to that yet. Because sometimes your brain gets fried, and you don't want to deal with it anymore. And we got it so, like, the animation so you can pull the fish in and everything. Oh yeah, and he follows you out here, so. Yeah, he's that type of old man to be like, hey, can I go fishing in your pond? They're like, sure. And they just kind of wander out there with you. And they're like, oh, you're going to watch me? And they're like, yep. And which is, my grandpa's also the same way. If anybody comes to his house to work on something, if he hires a plumber, like, or whatnot, he's going to watch them the whole time. Sometimes I do stuff outside my house, like IRL, and he'll just like kind of drive up and just watch me do whatever. But yeah, as you can tell, this area is extremely buggy by the error message log. So yeah. And Medio Woods is very underdone. I think I don't want to show that. At least not today. And probably going to end up completely redoing the big field area I have after completing Port Medio and the dungeon area next to it. You're going to go to a bigger field type area, like Hyrule Field-esque area. But I'm thinking about redoing my design that I have for it right now. But the town it connects to is... I'm definitely going to keep the layout and design of this. I just need to add more to it. This is the song for the first area you go to, kinda. It's a church. It's a very short dungeon. I mean, very short, but it just kind of introduce the players, get players going type of thing. Like, probably have very easy enemies. I haven't loaded vanilla in a while, so it's probably got to redo all the shaders and everything as well. Oh yeah, I made a muffled version of the church organ soundtrack to play when you get close to the entrance of the church. This is... I didn't want it that big. So yeah, this is the start of Vanal. As you can tell, it's very empty right now, but I got the bones here. I did put down some flowers and stuff. It's gonna have like mini game shops and stuff, you know, the classic stuff. That's where the Duchess is gonna live. Some horse stables, a shop. There's an inn or tavern. We get the guard barracks. The song seems a little bit louder. I hope it's not too loud. And this is like medieval apartments. This is kind of where all the civilians are going to live. This is definitely going to be the most populated town within the game, so this is going to make sense later. But of course, it's very void of NPCs right now. I just stopped my fall right there. It does have one NPC. This character is based off my cousin's OC. And that leads to nothing right now. And so does this. Another version of the church song. And so you're going to hear Storm screaming a lot during this presentation because of how messed up that is. You know, I'll leave just to document, even if I do end up redoing this area. See, it's a little visually buggy right now. It's probably going to have the same general layout, but I'm going to put more stuff in the middle. See, it's like a little bit too short to get to the town entrance. I do have this set up. I surprisingly did that fairly quickly, like a gate that opens when you get close to it, and it closes when you leave. So that's going to lead to a different area. There's another exit on the other side of the town that you can go to. That'll lead to a different area. And this is like a bridge that got destroyed. It would lead to a later area in the game, but the bridge is broken, so... Oh yeah, the collision's broken right here. Yeah, everything... There's a lot of wrong things in this area right here, so... Gonna end up redoing pretty much all of it. Feels very classic Zelda, rolling across a field though. Quite a bit uglier than Zelda right now, but... Yeah, this is gonna lead to a different, like, dungeon area, so... I plugged in a lot of music on some of these maps just to, you know, complete the vibe of it. And that's about all I wanted to show, but I will open Blender, show what I'm working on. I really like this song. This one's pretty cool. It's a vibe. Just trying to see where my dog went. So this is gonna eventually be... It's just gonna be a very simple enemy. It's gonna have the same mechanics of like a Deku Baba, where it comes up and just kind of like bites at you, but it's a zombie hand that comes out of a grave or the ground or whatever and just kind of like swipes at you. It doesn't become a whole zombie. It's like just an undead hand that kind of... It can't move and it'll just swipe at you. So, actually I'm in pose mode right now, so I can like show you a little bit. So yeah, I can like kind of slap at you. And this is, if you haven't noticed already, it's a very low poly game, so it's a low poly enemies too. So I gave it a pointer finger, and then the rest of the fingers are kind of that mitten style design that a lot of games do. Like even Half-Life 2 did it, and it came out way later than the N64 era. You know, I think all NPCs have those mitten hands. So yeah, I'll be able to do some cool animations with this. Just kind of have it maybe come out of the ground and kind of like swipe at you, or kind of maybe like slap the ground, and then it has to like maybe move its fingers back like inchworm style to get back into position to swipe at you again. So there's going to be like a little bit of leeway, so it's not going to just like slap constantly. You know, I don't have textures on this yet. I started messing with this like late yesterday. Got it modeled and rigged. I have like 10 years of experience with Blender, and I'm still learning new things, especially with rigging and animation. It's a very complex thing if you don't know what you're doing, because I have it parented right now, so when you move the base bones, it also moves the top bones. That's not an automatic thing that it does when you rig a model. So you have to tell it, it's like, oh, these bones are connected to this bone. So when the wrist bone moves, all the finger bones move with it. And I'll show off this. This is just a timer song for when you activate a switch and you have a limited amount of time. The sound is going to play. This is something that I kind of finished. I'm not sure if I'm satisfied with the design or anything yet, but it's a slime. I mean, all RPGs have to have a slime. Actually, this is the... yeah, it's gonna be the first... No, no, you want to fight the zombie hands first. This is going to be like the second or third enemy you'll fight is a slime. At least, as of now, in my head, that's how it's going to work. So I just made an animation of it, like, slithering across the ground. I'm not sure if I want it to, like, just kind of, like, jump at the player or, like, deform itself and slap the player, or I'm still debating on that. There's my dog. He went outside. Hello, sir. And... oops. I might not have much more to show. Oh yeah, I do have her. I'll go ahead and show her. This is the... this is going to be the Duke of Vinal. You know, that last big town I showed you? She's going to be in charge. The Duchess, not the Duke. Duchess is the feminine version. So yeah, she's going to be in charge there. I haven't put her in the game yet, but she's in Blender and she has a simple... oh, she had a simple animation. Oh well. Well, she probably need to be reanimated anyways. It was very simple. Or I might have the animation saved somewhere else. I think that's it. So yeah, there's definitely still a lot to work on with the game. I'm getting a lot of the base mechanics down. Because you kind of want them to work without them being glitchy or anything. Like, you need all the basics. Like, of course, like walking and the auto jumping and stuff. Like Zelda style. You know, when you go to run off an edge, you automatically jump. I have to redo the climbing system because that was just, like, completely busted. And I think I've learned more since I worked on it. I, like, worked on that last year. And, of course, you need item mechanics. Like, for example, the dwarf is going to have a crossbow, and he needs to go into, like, first person to shoot the crossbow. So I do have that, the basics of that. I have that ready, where you go into first person and you shoot it's a green long cube right now, but it's a pseudo arrow. So, and there's a lot more other mechanics. Like, there's going to be a ring that lets you, it, like, reverses gravity. You can walk on the wall or the ceiling, and I'm trying to think of some other stuff. I got the water walking down pat. Swimming, it's like 90% working. It's still a little bit buggy, and I want to have more fancier, like, interactions and stuff. Maybe have the camera zoom in. Like, doors just kind of, like, they just work. Like, you go up to a door and, like, bam, you're loading into the next level type of thing. I need, like, maybe actually, like, cracking the door open and then it loads the next area. I do have it so the camera stops and it shows the character walking off in the distance when you go into a load zone. So I do have some stuff like that. I'm going to need rope swinging from Maxon because he's going to be able to swing with his whip later on. And there's probably plenty of other stuff, but yeah, this is pretty much all I got for now. And that's all the music. That's, I guess, good timing. Well, thanks for watching. I know I'm mainly using this to make, like, YouTube shorts and whatnot, so, but it was a good like, yap session, not section. Session. I'm a very quiet person, so doing this is, like, exhausting. I'm gonna go back to Port Medio and show the swimming one more time, just to get some good footage. Just want to show Max swimming, and he is going to get an item later. makes him swim faster, so he's going to be closer to like Azor Link. But to start off with, he's doing more of a Mario type swim. But I went ahead and implemented the mechanics of it, so he's not going to be able to swim this fast by default. So yeah, thanks for watching. I guess I will put a link to the link tree in my Twitch bio or profile, whatever, to this game. So you can go to the link tree and be able to see the Instagram. I need to put the YouTube on it still, the Patreon and stuff. I'm not advertising the Patreon too much right now because, of course, it's probably, the game's not in a state where most people want to give us money. I feel like when I get to a point where it has more visual gameplay or maybe a very short gameplay demo, something like that, I might advertise the Patreon a little bit more, but I will have it there. So if that way, if some random person has money to spare, I mean, of course, more money would help develop this more, like commission models and stuff like that. Because the 4 main characters were actually commissioned models. Like, of course, we wanted them to look the best, and we found this really good guy. I'm definitely going to put him in the credits. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but there's a guy that did an amazing job. I think he closed his commissions, unfortunately, at least for now. And he nailed this, like, N64 era style perfectly. So, yeah. I would shout him out, but I don't know the name. I'm sorry. He's definitely going to be credited for all this, because the main characters look amazing. And he also did like one of the other side characters that I won't show right now, but yeah. Yeah, thanks for watching.